In a quiet seaside town where the ocean breathed in slow, patient rhythms, lived an old man named Thomas Reed, known by everyone as the man who measured life in moments. He did not own a watch, nor did he care for calendars or dates. When asked his age, he always smiled and replied, "Old enough to remember what matters." Thomas lived in a small white house facing the sea, and every morning he carried a wooden chair to the shore, sitting there for hours, watching waves rise and fall as if they were telling him stories only he could hear. Thomas had once been a successful architect in a busy city, designing tall buildings that reached for the sky. He measured time then in deadlines, meetings, and achievements. But everything changed the day his wife, Eleanor, passed away unexpectedly. In the hospital room, as machines beeped and doctors spoke in hurried tones, Thomas held Eleanor's hand and realized something painful and true. He could remember every project he had completed, but he could not remember the last time he had simply sat with her without rushing somewhere else. That moment broke something inside him, and at the same time, rebuilt him in a quieter way. After Eleanor's death, Thomas left the city and came to the seaside town, determined to live differently. He stopped measuring life by hours and began measuring it by moments: the warmth of sunlight on his face, the laughter of children running along the beach, the taste of fresh bread from the local bakery, the sound of waves at night when sleep came slowly. He believed that moments were the only true currency of life, everything else was noise. People slowly noticed him. Children sat beside him and asked questions. Teenagers came when they felt lost. Adults visited when life felt heavy. Thomas never gave advice directly. Instead, he asked simple questions: when was the last time you felt fully present, or which moment do you keep returning to when everything is quiet? Many left without answers, but all left thinking. One summer, a young woman named Lena arrived in town. She was exhausted in a way sleep could not fix. She had chased success relentlessly, afraid that stopping meant falling behind. She found Thomas on the beach one evening and asked him, "How do you know if you're living the right life?" Thomas handed her a smooth stone from the shore and said, "Hold this for a minute. Don't think. Just feel." At first, Lena felt foolish. Then she felt the stone's warmth, the breeze, the sound of the sea. Tears filled her eyes. "I don't remember the last time I felt this," she whispered. Thomas nodded. "That's how you know." Years passed. Thomas grew weaker, but his presence grew stronger. On his final morning, he carried his chair to the shore one last time. The town gathered quietly behind him, people of all ages, all carrying memories shaped by his words and silence. As the sun rose, Thomas closed his eyes, listening to the ocean he loved, and in that final moment, he was not thinking of how long he had lived, but how deeply. After his passing, the town placed his chair on the beach permanently, facing the sea. No plaque marked his name. No dates were carved. Only a small sign that read, "Sit. Breathe. This moment matters." And people did. Because long after Thomas Reed was gone, the lesson he left behind remained: life is not measured in years, success, or achievements, but in the quiet moments we choose not to miss.